How many times have you ever told yourself that you were going to do something and then never even came close to accomplishing it? I don't know about you, but for me, I've done that plenty of times in my life, and it made me feel like I had some cherry-sized nuts. Today, we're going to talk about how beneficial it is to step outside of your comfort zone and how important it is for you to ultimately grow and evolve as a human being. My name is Imar Kitania, and welcome to A Mindful Approach. You may be asking yourself, what is a growth mindset? A growth mindset is understanding your limitations, understanding what you are good at, but most importantly, understanding what you fail to bring to the table. When you have a clear-cut vision of what you lack, that right there is the best starting point that you can have in order to have a growth mindset. What can you improve on? We have to approach our issue logically, not emotionally. Think about how unproductive it is for you to take things personally. It only adds fuel to the fire, and that's the last thing that you want to do. So, in order for us to avoid that, we gotta show some ownership. We gotta clear the fog to build a solid foundation. And in order for us to do that, it begins with stepping outside of our comfort zone. Stepping outside of your comfort zone tests your will, but it tests your will because it allows you to endure the discomfort. The more you're able to endure the discomfort, the better you're gonna be. Trust me. Take me, for instance. Right now, you don't think I'm uncomfortable? Of course I am. This is something so new to me. This is something that I feel a little bit vulnerable. I don't wanna make an ass out of myself, but I would feel a hell of a lot worse if I didn't fucking try. And right now, I'm trying to put myself out there in front of you so that we can all grow together, show you that I'm even going through this myself. I'm not the only one who's going through this. I know everyone else is going through all this stuff too. In order for us to be able to really truly grow, you gotta find whatever it is that you wanna get better at. For me, I wanna get better at this. So I read this quote the other day from the great Patrick Bet-David, a true American entrepreneur. He states that people use their experience to either become bitter or better. In order for us to embrace that quote, we have to ask ourselves, what are we trash at that we wanna get better at? What do we want to improve on? What quality do we want to improve on? In order for us to be able to fully move on, we have to be as clear-cut as possible with the issue that we want to become more than. Do you suck at saving money? Do you suck at talking to girls? Do you suck at being able to establish a connection with another person? The more detail that you have with this issue that you want to improve on, the better. It's gonna be 100% clearer as far as the vision and the target that you're gonna want to nail on the head. When we fail to neglect some of the desires that we wanna go after, it does damage to the spirit in a disheartening way. In order for us to become the best version of ourselves, we have to have a growth mindset. The more clearer you are about the issue that you want to target, the better. We can build a solid foundation so that we can have something to bring to the table wherever we find ourselves at. Most of our fears are a threat to our ego, not to our survival. I'm not telling you to put yourself in a dangerous situation. I'm telling you to put yourself in a stimulating situation. You consciously have to put yourself in a situation or scenario where you're uncomfortable. That's how you truly grow. A stimulating example would be approaching a cute girl. You saw this girl somewhere, wherever it may be. It's time to act. What do? This is what you do. When you approach her, do not, and I repeat, do not say sorry. Why do you gotta be sorry about something that you wanna go after? As long as you're respectful, there's no need to say sorry. If you say sorry, you're giving the girl upper hand already when there's no need to. Remember, you guys are at the same playing field. You're just initiating. Say something along the lines like this. Hey look, I don't mean to interrupt what you got going on right now, but I seen you from across the room, and there's just no way in hell that I could potentially live with myself or even possibly have a good night of sleep if I didn't come up to you and introduce myself. My name is Imar. What's your name? Let her answer your name, her name, and then after that, pay her a compliment. You can be like, oh, that's a really pretty name, or hey, I like your outfit, or hey, I like your nails, hey, I like your eyelashes, whatever it may be. Don't talk about her tits, don't talk about her ass, don't talk about her lips or her eyes, because that shit is outplayed, and then it kind of shows her, where you have your mind at. Stay away from that. Girls put their effort into their outfit, so show them some love for that. If you don't know anything about clothes or you don't know anything about shoes or anything like that, then just bring up in your environment and use them as cues. If you see her at a bookstore, if you see her at a bar or a grocery store, whatever it may be, use something in your environment to have relevancy so that you can establish similarity between you and her. The more similarity you can create, the better. People are more drawn to others who are similar to them. So use the environment to be able to talk about something so that you can create that similarity and ultimately get her number. Even if you have your T's crossed and your I's dotted and she says no, that's okay. Walk away, say, you have a great day, and move the fuck on. And the next thing that you do after you move the fuck on, you applaud yourself. Let yourself know that, hey, you did a good job for stepping outside of your comfort zone. Point is that you have to be able to just try to put yourself out there in a vulnerable situation. Even if you don't get made, the thing is that you get to take that small W and understand that you did a good job by stepping outside of the box. After you do that, the next thing you need to look at is, what could I have done better? Could I have maybe slowed it down a little bit? Could I maybe have respected the distance between myself and her? Ask yourself these questions so that you can gain a better understanding of where it went wrong. You often learn way more from your losses more than your wins. Remember, the surest way to fail would be to fail to not act. Not making a move is a move in of itself. Gentlemen, stop procrastinating, stop beating yourself up, because the more you procrastinate, the more your anxiety is going to build about whatever issue that you want to target. Embrace the suck and learn to fall in love with the process of becoming great. So keep all this stuff in mind when you're trying to have a growth mindset. Remember, what issue do you want to get better at? You're going to do that by creating self-awareness. Put your pride away. Stop defending yourself. Stop caring about what other people think. Put yourself out there, and when you do finally put yourself out there, give yourself a nice, whatever you call this, applause, pat on your back, accept that W, and then reevaluate where you went wrong so that you can make those micro adjustments to have those macro effects, to live the life that you want to live. That's the mindful approach. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.